All right, today I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about raising turkeys, proper hutch maintenance, how to keep your pens clean, what tools I use when I do it, and a couple of helpful tips to keep happy and healthy birds. I keep my turkey birds penned up in this 2,500 square foot pen, which is more than enough space for 13 birds. They're practically free range living like this. The fence, about 4 feet high, helps keep out predators in the evenings. But just to keep them extra safe, I lock them up during the night in this 4 foot by 7 foot old doghouse that I bought on the internet for less than I could have built it for. These things are always out there. People are throwing them out. Go find one, fix it up, do something like this, which is what I did. Added a vented window in the back just to keep air circulation going. You want to keep good air circulation with your birds, just to keep them happy and healthy. And when you're cleaning out your hutch, you don't need many things. Just a few simple things. I like to wear a pair of gloves so I don't get covered in poop. A long-handled shovel for getting in there and getting all the old grain, the old poop, the old feathers, things like that, the old wood shavings. I use a local feed store, Minor Brothers, has bags of wood shavings. It's like $5 a bag or something. Lay that down. It helps absorb any liquids or anything. Keeps the pen nice and dry for the birds. And you're going to need a wheelbarrow, because a wheelbarrow will help you load out all the gross stuff. It's a super simple process if you do this once a week. It doesn't build up too much. You can get all the stuff out easy. And also doing this once a week will keep your birds happy. It'll keep them healthy. It'll keep all the bugs out. Cleaning this regularly will oftentimes prevent worms, prevent mites, prevent lice. There's a lot of different parasites that birds can get, and the only way, the best way to prevent them from getting these things is to just keep them clean and happy. I can't stress that enough. Just keep your birds clean and happy. Because of the way this hutch is designed, long and narrow, I really gotta get in here. It's hot, it's stinky. So cleaning it properly keeps your birds happy. Something I didn't mention earlier and that I like to use is diatomaceous earth. I put this in the coop underneath the wood chips, and it helps prevent pests, things like mites and lice and other bugs. I may be mistaken, but essentially what this is powdered fossilized seashells. It's edible, it's non-toxic, it's all natural. It's something that doesn't harm the animal, doesn't harm us, but on a microscopic level, these powdered seashells are razor sharp. So when things like mites and lice crawl over top of them, they cut themselves, they die. Is that cruel? I don't know. I don't like those bugs, they're gross. So yeah, I throw this down. I suggest maybe you guys do the same thing. Putting the wood chips in as easy as anything else. Throw them in there. You don't want to pile them up too high, but you want to keep enough on the ground that it's going to absorb any of their poops and all that kind of stuff. I can't stress this enough. People oftentimes think that animals can just take care of themselves, and I've gone to farms and seen people, mistreat their animals and not willingly. They just kind of forget that they aren't capable of handling themselves when they're penned up like this. They're not wild animals. They can't just go find a pond on a hot day, or sometimes they can't even find shade. So what I'm getting at is always make sure that they have water. I have a couple of different waterers filled up in this pen, and they go through them like crazy. On a hot day, they need water. Make sure they always have water. If you forget to feed them, that sucks. But never forget the water. It's very important. They need the water. Without it on a hot day like this, they could die. I mean, I'm miserable right now because it's so hot. I can't imagine how they feel, covered in feathers. My turkeys are out here with ample space, eating bugs, grass, things they find on the ground. But I also like to keep them with a healthy supply of well, this is a turkey crumble. This is a chick starter crumble that's medicated. Not everyone uses medicated crumble, but I like it. It keeps down coccidia. Coccidia is kind of like a gut bacteria that can cause dehydration, diarrhea, things like that in the birds that you don't want. So, you know, medicated chick starter just helps them with that. And then that's still while they're young poults. But when they grow up, I'll be putting them on a turkey grower. Just helps them get big and strong. The reason I keep my turkeys penned up in here, separated from my chickens, is that oftentimes chickens can contract diseases that may not be harmful to them, but when passed on to a bird like a turkey could be very life-threatening for the turkey. An example of this would be something like blackhead. Blackhead is like a small scab-like pox that could show up on a chicken's wattle or comb. Doesn't really do too much to the chicken, but when passed on to a bird like a turkey, who's essentially their entire head and neck is one big wattle and comb, this scab pox can spread over the entire head of the bird and be pretty life-threatening. So just to prevent that, I take precautions and keep my birds separated. It's not like they're alone. They still got their buddies to hang out with. Raising birds is easy, it's fun. It can be challenging at times, but it's worth it in the end. I highly suggest you guys do it, whether it's chickens, turkeys, quails, pheasants, ostriches, emus, peacocks, I don't know. It's pretty cool. I love it. So, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask, and thanks for watching.